Alright, so I'm going to make a very basic beginning video. The only reason I really want to do this today is because the last maybe week or two, I've seen a lot of posts online, all over the place, of people who are, they're online, they see a video recommending they do something strange or new, and they do it to a family member or friend's plant, and it kills the plant, or it makes the plant non-productive. And so everybody's saying it's, TikTok video, TikTok this or that. I don't think it's just TikTok. I think that there's a lot of AI being used to write gardening content. And you'll notice that most of it offers you some brand new cool way to do something, or I don't know. It's all bad information. A lot of it is just going to completely kill your plant, destroy it. It will definitely not help it grow. So I'm just going to go basics today. So plants need a couple things. They start from a seed or a cutting. And what they need is dirt for the seed to be in, to cover it, to keep it safe from the elements so it can break open and make its first two baby leaves. That's the first thing a plant needs, is the dirt. It needs to be damp. It needs water. The water breaks down the shell casing on the seed, and the plant uses the water to build all of its body parts, all of the leaves, all of the stems. It uses water to fill those up. The other thing a plant needs is nutrients. So it needs soil, something in the soil that it can eat. Nitrogen, P and K. Potassium is one of those. It also might need things like iron or calcium, magnesium, silicon. It needs trace elements of those things, but mostly it needs NPK. Those are the three letters you're looking for. Nitrogen is the N. And nitrogen is what makes green growth, this stuff, leaves, stems and leaves. It'll grow tons of those if it has some nitrogen. If you put too much of those fertilizers and things on it, it'll burn the roots of the plant. It can't eat all of it at once, so it'll actually burn it. So it only needs a little bit of that stuff. It needs just enough of that stuff to grow. The other thing it needs is light. It needs the sun to hit it. Every leaf on every plant is like a little solar panel, and it collects energy from the sun, and it uses that energy to feed the roots, feed the whole plant. That's all it needs. Those things: soil, water, sun, some nutrients. Plants are all different. Every single kind of plant is completely different from every other single kind of plant. What is good for one is going to be bad for another one. Production on fruit-bearing plants is another thing. So here I'll show you. Oh, excuse me. This is a Texas blue. This is a fig. And the way figs grow is very different from many plants. What they do, this one doesn't have any, it's still a baby, but at the base of each leaf, there will be a little baby figlet. The little figlet will, over time, as long as this plant is alive and the solar panels are working, they will grow, they will get bigger, and then as the season comes to an end, the lack of hours of sunlight, as they get shorter, the days get shorter into the winter, and a little bit of dryness will make them get ripe. So what will happen is all the solar power energy and all of the nutrients start to turn into sugars inside the fruit. And they get big and start to change color, and they droop and they kind of dry out a little, and they get very, very sweet. It's because the plant is putting all of those sweet sugars in there to make the fruit appealing so that animals will eat it and spread the seeds. Figs are different. Figs are making flowers. They don't make any fruit at all. A fig is just a flower that never opened. Weird, right? Apples don't do that. Apples have seeds inside them. Figs, no. What you're eating when you eat a fig is a flower. Totally different kind of plant. If you treat an apple tree the way you treat a fig tree, it'll die, and vice versa. Or it won't make any fruit, or so on. They're completely different species. Things that garden, or things that you would plant like in your garden that are annuals, that aren't living forever, like a tree or something. A lot of them, they grow and they produce, and once they're done producing, they die. So things like garlic, when we grow a garlic, you plant these in the fall, okay? They like to live through some cold weather, and that's what makes them, something in that triggers them to make the little cloves that you peel apart to eat. So the cold weather makes them split apart. And if you look at a garlic, you can count the leaves and see how many cloves it'll have on it. Cool, right? Hardneck garlic actually makes a long, thin stem that curls around and has little flowers in the end of it, little baby bulbs. You can plant those, but they will take another full year before they need 2 winters to split up into little cloves. First year garlic will not have that scape, big curly leaf. Second year garlic, you'll see that big curly leaf come out with the little bulbs. Plant those, and when all the leaves die back, you pull your garlic out. This kills the plant. When you pull it out of the ground, it's dead. And then you're eating it. It doesn't come back. You can't replant it. You can hold on to some of those cloves and put them back in the ground, but the plant itself has been killed by that. Other things, like here we have celeriac, parsley, herbs, and even there's some broccolini here. You can cut leaves or pieces of the plant and leave the stalk and some of the leaves, and the plant will grow back and continue to produce. These are not fruits, these are vegetables. These, you're just after the greenery, the stems or the greenery. So you can cut them and they will come back again. With a garlic, if you cut it, it's never coming back. If you cut all those leaves off, it's done. Has no more solar panels, it has no more energy. On top of this, something else I saw recently was somebody who had torn the bark off of a tree to try to make it produce more fruit. Now this is an apple tree right here behind me. I don't know if you can see it, I can't tell. But this is an apple tree here. The way the bark works on a fruit-bearing tree, here is your wood, here's the bark, like that. In between them is a layer called the cambium. And that little thin microscopic layer takes all the nutrients from the ground and all the energy from the solar panels and keeps the tree alive. Every branch has that cambium underneath the trunk all the way out to the twigs. The whole tree has that cambium just under the bark. If you cut a little piece, scrape it, it won't hurt anything. If you cut all the way around a branch, you've killed that branch. No more energy can get to it, and the solar energy in it can't get back to the roots. You have killed the tree, you've killed that, or at least that branch. If you do it to a trunk of a tree, you've killed the tree. There's a Steinbeck book, an old god, I can't remember. I'm sure somebody knows, but there's a Steinbeck book where he talks about a pair of brothers, and one of them, for revenge, kills a tree. And the way he kills the tree is by cutting the trunk, not the trunk down, but cutting the bark all the way around in a strip a few inches thick. Removes all the bark from the tree, all the way around the base. It kills the entire tree. It's a very big, beautiful old tree. Anytime you're taking bark off of a tree, you're removing part of its ability to move energy and nutrients up and down. To get these trees to fruit, the best thing to do, seriously, is take a string, put it right there, put a rock on the ground, tie one end around the rock, bend the branch Not enough to break it, just enough to bend it. When they're going up, like this one, they don't want to fruit. When they bend down or horizontal, like this one, they're more likely to make fruit. That's one way to do it. You can also spend a year giving it high nitrogen, lots and lots of nutrients. The following spring, it will probably blossom. Now, some trees, it takes them years no matter what you do. Pawpaws, pears, avocados, most of the I think like walnuts and hickories and stuff. But other trees like plums, apples, pears, peaches, you can bend the branches to horizontal. Just bend them down a little bit. It'll hurry them up a little. And giving them some extra fertilizer helps boost their production because they have more nutrients, they have more energy, they have more sugars in the entire plant at the end of that flowering season, and they can feed all that sugar into those fruits. Peach trees specifically is one that I saw that was girdled. And the thing with peach trees is that that tree will probably grow back from the remaining branches. But if there are any that weren't girdled. But the thing with peach trees is that they make too many peaches. They will make hundreds of peaches on one branch, and they're all bunched together. So with a peach tree, the best way to make good fruit from a peach tree and make it keep producing more is to actually wait until they're about this big, about an inch, and green and fuzzy, and then pick them so that there's one, and then your fist would fit in between them. So put your fist up and pick everything there. Leave that one, put your fist up, and pick everything in between. Thinning the fruit makes the remaining fruit on the tree a lot sweeter, bigger, juicier, and better. And it makes it produce the next year. If the tree overuses all those sugars, it'll have nothing left for next year. So you want to make sure that it's not overworking itself, it's not overproducing, so that you get some every year and not just every other year. The other terrible things I saw was somebody who had cut all the branches off a tomato. Now, a tomato plant can be either determinate or indeterminate. Determinate means it will grow once, all of the leaves and fruits and everything that it grows that one time, that's all it's ever going to grow. Are they fighting? Is it sexy time? What's happening? They're fighting. That bird's fighting right next to me. Why? Hey, stop fighting. There's plenty. Anyway, if you cut all these, branches off of a determinate tomato, it's dead. It's not going to produce anything. Those are the only branches it was going to make, and it's done now, and you finished it. This is an indeterminate tomato, and it'll make these little suckers in between each elbow. Maybe this one shows you better. In between the leaf and the stem, there'll be a little sprout. So if you cut all the branches off of an indeterminate tomato, it might bounce back. It might make a few more leaves and clusters, but you have seriously reduced the amount that it's going to make that year. So anyone telling you to remove a lot of stuff, is fucking with you. They're either a computer that doesn't know any better, that's just repeating what it's heard somewhere, possibly from other AI input, which garbage in, garbage out, or you're being lied to on purpose so that you will destroy somebody's plants. Either way, it's not good. If you want to help a plant grow, the best things to do are not using AI, just going online and looking for a garden forum that is local to you, no matter where that may be on the internet. Don't ask a large language model what to do with your plants. That large language model doesn't know. It's just repeating what it's read from its training data. And a lot of the best information about this stuff comes from private spaces online for gardeners to talk to each other, or from word of mouth, or from books. And most of those things are not included in the training data for AI. So if you're getting your, plant garden ideas and thoughts and instructions by searching and picking the, AI large language model results, you are not getting the full picture. You are not getting the information that actually matters. You're just getting whatever it was trained on remixed. And it's wrong more often than it's right. So don't follow those instructions. If you want a plant to grow, look for gardening books. There are tons of them online that are free. Look for gardening forums. Look for local forums about the plants and things that grow well where you are. And ask people. Ask people how they grew a thing. When you see a picture of a thing that has grown, ask them how they grew it. Follow those instructions. Almost every single plant is different, and this this information is not going to be commonly used in training data for like ChatGPT or any of these things. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know, Pookie. So garbage in, garbage out. If you're asking a robot how to grow a tomato, you're going to get a robotic answer about tomatoes. You're not going to get an answer from somebody who's grown tomatoes. And when you're looking at, this is the other thing, when you're looking at the information that you're going to follow and the ideas that people have, really look at what they've grown, like their results. Like, do you see this person with food? Did they, whatever they did to their squash, if they put it in bondage or they gave it eggshells or whatever the hell, whatever they did to it, look for videos or pictures that they've posted of actual squash that they could eat that came from that plant. A lot of things that all gardeners, including me, a lot of things that we do, we're just trying stuff out to see what happens. And a lot of those fail. To be a good gardener, you have to kill a lot of plants. And a lot of those experiments result in just a dead plant. So when you hear or see about some kind of like quick trick or fancy 5-minute craft style idea, some brand new trendy idea with plants, really look, see what happened when the person did that. Make sure that they've tried it, they got food out of it, or the plant grew better, and there's evidence of that. And I mean like evidence as in they are standing in front of the same plant and saying, here is the food. They are holding a harvest basket and pointing at the tree and saying, these plums came from that tree. That kind of thing. I experiment a lot, and I post the failures. I have a Blue Sky and a website, and I post my failures pretty often. So you'll see, I'll try something, and then I update it, and I say, this didn't work, don't do it. Or I'll try something, and it worked, and I come back to it, and I'll post those photographs or put up a post about, this is how well my spinach did this year, because I decided to plant it extremely early, and that worked. Like, I got a ton of spinach this year. Here, I'll show you. Look, you can come with me. I'll show you my spinach. I've already picked like 3 buckets from this spinach patch. I have 2 of them. There's one here, and then the other one is all along here. And I swear they were about a foot tall. I picked buckets and buckets full of spinach this year. Why? Because I started it really, really early. And for me, in my dirt, in my zone where I am, with long-standing spinach and slow bolt spinach, that's what I used, and that's what worked for me. Now, if you were somewhere else, you were using a different kind of spinach, your dirt was different, seasons might not work. But seeing a whole lot of spinach and seeing the video saying, I'm going to do this really early, there's a through line from experiment to results. So anytime you see, I can't emphasize, if it's 5-minute craftsy kind of sounding, if it sounds too good to be true, if it sounds like something that's a quick trick or a brand new idea or something, it's so hot and cool, everybody's doing it, and like that kind of thing, it's nonsense most of the time. And it really is, a lot of it is AI made, AI written, AI made. And then you follow that advice and your plants just die because they really only need a few things. If you want your plants to grow and you want to help someone else's plants grow, help them by giving them some of those things. Buy them some fish fertilizer in a jug. Help them water the plants. Whatever. But don't, go online and follow this weird shit. Especially like, I don't know if it's just TikTok, because I left TikTok when they pulled the Trumpy crap stunt. I don't use Twitter. I am pretty much off of like Instagram, Facebook, all the Meta products. I'm only on Blue Sky and my website and here. So, but if you see these videos, these short videos telling you to do something a certain way, really double check, because a lot of them, I'm just seeing a lot of dead, productive, well tended plants that are now dead. Now, of course, if you're playing a practical joke and you want to kill your sister's peach tree, I guess go for it. She knows you better than I do. I mean, I'd kick your ass, but maybe she likes you too much to actually hurt you. If you want to, murder somebody's tomatoes and not eat any tomatoes this year, well, you're doing the right thing by following the AI. And I don't know your family relationships. Maybe you like killing their plants. Maybe you guys are like constantly destroying each other's stuff and it's okay. You can abuse a tomato. You can yell at them. You can shake them. You can threaten their brother. You can punch them, kick them. Like, tomatoes like abuse. They really do. But you can't cut off all their solar panels. They'll just die. So unless you're purposely trying to kill the things, in which case it's like a whole different video that I don't care about. I don't care about that pranky, jokey, wreck stuff for fun. I don't care about that stuff. But if you're trying to help, don't follow these videos. Actually, like, look for people who know what they're doing. Look for people who have results posted and follow what they do. And so that's the basics, the bare basics. You can grow a plant. Get an easy seed, kale or something, lettuce, I don't know. Get a little pot of dirt. Put it in there, keep it damp. When it sprouts, water it once in a while, let it get sunlight. You have a plant. That's all they need. We can get more into it later, but if there's any questions or anyone has any concerns or, I don't know, wants to discuss this, feel free to comment. Yeah, I mean, I'll respond to comments with a whole new video if they're, a good question. Till next time.